2. Let's rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, E.O. Discipline. Alongside me is your other host, Suhei Sotomayor. Yep. We know y'all are fiends, and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of Discipline Therapy where not everything is completely free. As we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see. But what is free is judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, so we always give them thanks. And everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite, roll a blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we had that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed like one up, inhale life and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Dispensary Podcast. We're here. Before we get into anything, I just want to tell people what I'm rocking today. They could get that in the online store, so we don't have to reiterate what the online store is. Master. So if you're not a master, don't buy this. That. But I mean, you can still buy it too.
No,
It don't matter.
Please buy it.
Yeah. But I'm rocking a hoodie with percentages on them. I'm gonna read this upside down. Uh, 15% alpha, 20% beast, 30% king, 35% dominant, 100% God. So,
Nice.
how you view yourself is very important. Um, you know, and also your activities. You know what I'm saying? So, based off your activities and your character, which is alongside this topic, because I'm really excited, but I know we got to go through A, B, C, D. Has a lot to do how you perceive yourself. So a lot of times people could say they are a certain way, but they don't act that they're a contradiction. But yes, I believe I'm a god. I'm a king. Not just because I know my ancestors. I live it that way, and I was born for a specific type of purpose. But we're gonna get into it.
All right. We also want to give a shout out to Center Stage Music Studio in Belmore. All right. Oh no, that's
Yeah.
not the one.
So just
There it is.
quick. EL Discipline books on sale. Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Also electronic version, Kindle. All the descriptions are in all the links are in the description. But we're gonna brief. We're also on major listening platforms, podcasters, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Castbox. Yeah, I found them. iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, and many more. Just Google the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Um, also the online store, disciplinetherapy.launchcard.store/shop. Also catch us on Patreon for exclusive content. That could be conspiracy theories. That could be solo lectures of like BDSM education from myself. Um, BDSM content. Like I have a couple of videos of me demonstrating tying techniques on a woman. Erotica posts, erotica writings by myself. Not erotica posts. Like I'm not doing nothing sexual on there. I just want to give more context. But images of that, and then there's stories underneath them. I used to do that on the social media, but I realized that this is a high valuable asset, and people should pay for to get it. So there's different tiers. I think it goes $7, $10, 15, and then 20. I also have audiobooks. That's a separate tier, $9.99. And I also have some coaching on there, $250 a month. So depending on your personal preference, select the tier. And I think I went through everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's get into it. Season 20, episode 217. Now, this statement is a statement that I mentioned at my last masterclass. Um, so I asked the audience. Well, I stated this, and then I asked the audience individually what they thought about it, if they thought it was a true statement or not. So I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, do you
Like
believe?
character, power,
Mm-hmm.
freedom, something like that.
Do you believe we can see the true character of a man when he has an abundance of power? And do you also believe the same for a woman who has an abundance of freedom? um, And I remember that masterclass, and I remember you asking, and I said, yes, I do. I believe that you can see the true character of both in both those scenarios. Like it's when you're with either a man or a woman, how they treat the janitor, how they treat the waiter. Well, since we're talking about, a man actually with his character and the power he has, um, like if you see a CEO, like, being rude to the janitor and stuff, he's not like I don't see that he's flexing a power that he doesn't have. That's how I see it. Like, how are you going to treat somebody who is below you, like
Status was.
status wise, financial, just because you have it? Just like this, you could not have it, in a couple of days or tomorrow.
Well, not necessarily financial, because like, let's say I'm making six figures and I live in New York and I'm like, that's not enough. So I go get a janitorial job like 2 days a week. Or I go to the high school and get a janitorial job for like 2 days a week. It doesn't mean I'm not on his level of, you know,
Right,
like
but
with capital.
most
was.
people don't make six figures and then do that on the weekend.
Yeah, but I'm just trying
Right,
to
right. Okay,
prove to you
gotcha,
like it
gotcha.
don't necessarily mean like because he's a janitor he doesn't make
Right, doesn't
money.
make money. No,
Yeah,
that's
he could
true.
be doing it part time and then a
100%.
second gig. Um,
And I believe the same for a woman. Like if, and you see this a lot with women that get out of long-term relationships that maybe were rocky while she was in it. So when she's, single now, you could see where her. Although sometimes I feel like women do it just because they go like temporarily crazy and they're like, "Ooh, girls gone wild." But if that does happen, then that kind of is a little indication also of how her character is.
yeah, I think that you know, a lot of both these things for the opposite sex was something that was always something that the opposite sex craved and strived for. For example, like feminism, being intact. They saw what they wanted to do with that, and liberate women so they could do certain things.
Mm.
Um, it could have been from, like you said, past relationship trauma. Okay, I don't want to be vulnerable anymore. So we need this type of freedom. Um, you know, so I do believe that for both, it will show character or not.
Mhm.
So it shows the true character of the man with the amount of power he has, how he operates with that. So, excuse me. One could be how he treats his teammates
Mhm.
that he's above, financially, above in ranks. It could be, um, the president of the United States. It can be the captain on a boat, whatever it is. It could be a parent. So for me, right, when they're in this level of power and they have this status, that can be power as well.
Mhm.
Because power doesn't necessarily correlate with money. Like I don't correlate that with money.
Mhm.
Like for example, like a relationship, the woman could be making more, the man has more power there.
Mm.
Based off what he's providing, how he is, whatever status. So that's just an example. So for that power, right, how they behave lets you know what their character is. Are they a piece of shit? Are they do they have a good heart? Are they fundamentally evil, etc.? Like certain people like Trump, for example, like I don't want to go into it like more in depth, but certain people like Trump get to their positions of like based off nepotism, based off trust funds,
Cheating.
um, yeah, and then they they're in that position of power where, like, how they treat people now that depend on them shows you where they are. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Um, you have females in Congress that have certain power. So they'll say like things like, "Well, bomb Palestine and this and that, and kill these kids because they got devil inside of them or whatever type of ideology they have. We gotta destroy them because they come from evil and they'll grow up and do that and put us in danger and all these things." Like Superman. Like Superman is our friend when he's happy. But what happens when he's angry? He's still dangerous. We got to find something to, destroy this person because what if we can't control him? Those are people in positions of power and it shows you their character, you know, and, the way I look at it with freedom, same thing. Because sometimes that money that the man acquired can now lead to his freedom, not just power. So now what does he do with that? What do they do with that? The freedom that the females of today have to be what they want to be with no shame, no accountability. What do they do with that? So I'm gonna give more context. Um if there's no laws that say that if you make an OnlyFans, you will be in prison, women or men, that no, let me give more context. That you're producing adult content on there. So you can make one, but if we find out you're producing adult content on there, then there'll be bad ramifications, lawful ones, right? Deported, whatever, citizenship revoked, all these things, right? So now, if there's nothing like that, and those women also know that we won't get shamed from this because other women are doing it, and I see they're being praised. We won't get, we won't not get men because most of the subscribers will be men. So we could, even if it's bad out there in the dating market, maybe I could connect with one of my clients or customers. We won't have to hold ourselves accountable, you know what I'm saying? And we won't lose sponsorships, whatever it is, shame from family, all that. We won't be called the neighborhood or it's glorified. The fact that now they're like, you know what? There's no consequences. Fuck it. I need money, lost my job, or whatever, or I don't want to be stuck in this environment anymore of poverty. I want to make it out on my own. I want to get out of this relationship where he's the sole provider and I don't have shit. So they go and do that, that lets me know their character. So they don't have character. Their character is extremely weak. You know what I'm saying? Because you see when the pressure is on, what they revert to, the easy way out. So similar with the male who has power, like maybe over a woman like submission, and he's abusing that. What are you looking for?
My pen. No, go ahead.
Yeah. And he's abusing that, you know, it lets you know like he's a child. It lets you know that he you know doesn't value that. It lets you know that maybe he maybe hate women. Let's really get into depth. It could be subconscious. It could be, I didn't have a good relationship with my mother. I was played in the past by females. So now when they get this power and they're able to acquire females, whether they're opportunists, gold diggers, whatever, could be traditional good girls, submissive women, and they abuse that. Well, the opportunists and the gold diggers, they get what they want. Really, what matters to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The women that are on their healing journey, their path. Those other ones, they know what they're doing. They got an agenda. They don't want real love. They after the pleasure, like the last relationship. They're not chasing intimacy. So the ones that are like genuine, and they are that way in relationship, and they're being taken advantage of, lets you know that that man is just not ready. He's not a man. He's a male. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have principles,
Mm.
values. He's not a godly man. So it lets you know his character. Um, the power can come from senses of what they believe they acquired. So how they treat people. You know what I'm saying? What they're able to obtain. So it can be what he displays. I got 20 cars.
Mm.
Not true. I'm
Like
just I'm
flashy.
just hypothetical. Yeah. I got 20 cars. Look at all this money. Look at this, look at that. Like his character is weak. That's insecurity.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he needs the world to validate. Those things you can keep in your camera roll. That is equivalent to the women showing her body. You know what I'm saying? Because those two things, like you're looking at what you're going to attract. Opportunists, gold diggers, the female, thirsty dudes, simps,
Mm-hmm.
omegas, like awkward dudes, incels. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Not godly men, not men who are probably even good at sex. They can make you
Mm.
orgasm. Like those are those men that don't have power in their life. So most of the times, like I know we have bullets to go through,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the times, those people try to acquire this type of power and treat people that way is because they don't have power elsewhere or they never had it prior to obtaining those things. Money, clout on YouTube,
So it's like
Instagram.
the power goes to their head.
Yeah.
Mm. Like
Same
they're
thing with
drunk off power. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
same thing with like the female.
Mm.
We're talking about men
Right,
and
right.
women today.
Mm-hmm.
So the female who never had freedom before, now they don't know what to do with it. And they
Mm-hmm.
could be like somebody that was always innocent, like they never posted their body online. They never um went and took it to that level where they're gonna like sell their body or you know, like, oh, I woke up today and you know what? I decided that I want to be masculine. I want to be a strong, independent woman and do what everybody else is doing. But that's not something that was always in you.
Mm. I mean, I guess
You
it
know what I
also
mean?
depends on the people that they surround themselves with too. Like
Yeah.
that statement, "Misery loves company," or
Yeah.
"Loneliness wants
Yeah.
company."
Yeah. Let me
Um.
find out my legacy now.
Mm.
I got a purpose.
Exactly. Um. Women need love and men need respect. If men said they wouldn't give women love and women said they wouldn't give men submission, do you think that's progression or regression? That is definitely regression. You can't progress if nobody's willing to meet halfway at least. You know what I mean? Like if a man w- I mean, why would they be with each other anyway? If he's saying, I'm not going to give you love, and she's saying, well, if you're not going to give me love, I'm not going to give you submissions, then what's the purpose of them being together? Like you find someone that first off, that you're attracted to, that's, you need that type of thing to get the hook there. But after that, and you get to know them, like that's the purpose of getting to know somebody, is to be like, you know what, this guy he does what he says he's going to do. He's always, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? He's always
Consistent.
consistent. Um, so he treats me well. He helps me understand things when I don't or whatever. Why wouldn't you want to give him, your submission if that's something that he, likes and requires or whatever. And at the same time, if you're that man, why wouldn't you give your woman love if she's willing to do that? Like that's what the purpose of getting to know each other
Yeah, definitely regression. Um, the thing is, like, women, this is happening today. I don't need it. This is happening today.
Mm-hmm.
So like men today are like almost like going on strike. And the thing that's crazy is the more like you see these independent women and the feminism and all of that is like pseudo. It's a mask for a cry for love.
The
Like we
men you
both
said?
we both want love, but I believe men want respect more than love, and some men correlate the two. So for women, women want love. Like women don't talk. A lot of women don't talk about respect. I want to make sure I make that like clear and say a lot of women, like most of them, because there are some that would like value that, but there's most women would rather have love than respect because let's say for example a man they got into a heated argument, he put his hands on her, and like for a woman she looks at that as disrespect, but the next day as long as she get love she forget about that disrespect.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
true.
a small percentage of women would be like, nah, that was the ultimate disrespect, like kind of like betrayal, so I won't do that. Cheating,
Yeah, I
cheating,
was gonna say that.
and I don't believe men cheat, right? I believe like if women do it, they cheat because I said this in season one. Maybe I'll reiterate for the new ones. Men are polyamorous by nature, so him and interacting with another woman is not specifically that. If I'm thinking technically, it's the lie, it's the hiding of it. But women would really cheat. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not born. I've never heard it. I didn't see it in the Bible. I didn't see all these prophets having these. I didn't see women doing that. So that's just a brief. So could be cheating. That's the ultimate disrespect, right? But oh, I bought you a bag, Louis. I know you like that. Oh, I'm giving you great sex. Oh,
Mm.
let's go do this trips or whatever it is, like attention, blah 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 blah. She forgets. You see, so most women strive for more love. They're yearning for that than respect. So this is how I'm differentiating. So I would say that the more how we are like the world is fucked up now, the more they're yearning for it. So men are like starving women because they're seeing that women don't know how to behave. Women don't know how to act. The other women are making it look bad for the other women, so they're traumatized based off the visual disaster, and they're not just generalizing. They're punishing every woman.
You
They're
mean
not giving the
female?
female, yeah, they're punishing every female now and women. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like, cause,
because
cause
they
they
can't
can't
differentiate.
identify.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they can't identify. So they're punishing women. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, and we could put the females too. So they're like starving them, and because of that, like now women are like, well, if they're not giving us, we're not giving them. You know what I'm saying? And every woman that has that type of mentality has done that already.
What if he's not giving me what I want, I'm not gonna give him anything?
Yeah,
Hmm. I guess so.
yeah.
Um, do you think power has a color attached to it? Do you think white, Arab, Chinese, Black, Spanish can have the same power, if any at all? I think that things are turning around. Yeah, I do. I think that anybody can have power actually with it. You see, a lot of Arabs, Saudi Arabia, they're a very, rich nation, powerful nation. Um, the Chinese, they have power to it too. I think anybody can have power. I think it's how um how you maybe use it. But I think that God, I don't want this to come out sounding bad or anything like that, but I think that historically in this country at least, white people had most of the power, and I think that that's slowly changing. And I think that they're really trying hard to maintain that, especially with this administration.
I still believe white people have power. So yeah, I agree with you to an extent about it doesn't have a color to it, but I think like the white supremacists, they've stacked the
Chips?
chips in their favor.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So they could like retain that power
yeah.
and keep growing. And you know how they're doing it?
How?
they keep hiring people like them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black people and Spanish people don't get that because they're too busy like trying to compete.
Mm.
But when we look at like our culture, we are really the most powerful.
Yep.
But they look like the most powerful now on paper and stuff of that nature because they move in strategic, building conglomerates.
Yep.
So they hire like them, nepotism, they bring their family in.
Oh yeah.
So they know that the landlord of the mall passes that down to the son or daughter.
Or
Well, you
son-in-law.
you only got to get an associate's degree. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
get a bachelor's. You don't have to get a master's and all that because this is your inheritance. But you have backups. You know what I'm saying? So this is your inheritance. So now the legacy continues when I'm no
Mm-hmm.
longer here. You see? So they will keep them in those positions of power.
Yep.
They're doing it. Jews, the Chinese do it. They knew how to do that. The Arabs do it.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to do it. So this is what's kind of keeping it because there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
So I think that like when you look at history, right? I feel like the whites like learned that from the blacks. Because when you look at history back in the day, that a lot of people don't talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma,
Oh yeah. The
Black
Tulsa
Wall
Graffiti
Street.
Massacre. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Wall Street. So like that was diminished because of that. You know what I'm saying? The colonization, the takeover. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, they seen that. So there was ancient Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that are like going way beyond like our time, where we look at it.
Yeah.
But like what happened is they learned that through the artifacts and the infrastructures. They learned all those things and they built that, and they found the blueprint, and they were like boom, and they're passing it on generation to generation.
Actually, what they did is they learn it, they
And,
take it, and
and
then they kill the people that they learn it from.
yeah,
So that way
I
there's
was
no
gonna I
competition.
was gonna get into that for
Yeah.
the
Oh my
second
bad.
second part,
My bad.
and you read my mind. So now when they're able to do that, they're like, this is how we're gonna keep this intact. Because I
Mm-hmm.
won't reiterate what you just said. You just said it. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, this will always be sustainable. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then we'll trick them. Boom, boom, boom. We incorporate slavery and do this. We don't give them education. We don't give them that. They put them in the hood. Then the CIA put the crack in the hood. And all this, like a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of stuff that we
Yeah.
want to talk on Patreon, not here. So it's kind of like, no, we'll keep them there so that can remain there.
Mm-hmm. They make up laws as it goes just to
Yeah,
fit them.
yeah.
Anyway.
So the next bullets are going to be just statements.
Okay.
And then we can agree or disagree or comment on them.
Okay. Responsibility always comes before freedom. For the ones that never learned this prior to freedom, they fumble. I agree with that. I mean, with responsibility, you have to that it's not everybody is responsible. First of all, because they don't know how to be. You know what I mean? And I think that if you're going to take on something, that's a big, when it's a big responsibility, you have a whole lot of emotions attached to that. You know what I mean? So you want to be careful when you have with the way that you move. So I think that people that don't learn that, of course, they're gonna mess it up because they don't know how to move. They don't know how to do things.
That makes sense.
So,
Some people can correlate freedom with responsibility. I mean with power.
uh-huh.
So like the first Spider-Man, right? When I watched the first Spider-Man, Uncle Ben was like, with great power comes great responsibility,
Hmm.
right? So like when you look at freedom, right, you might be a leader because you have more freedom than anybody else. So with the responsibility, you have to hold yourself accountable. Those are kind of like they go hand in hand.
Hmm.
So holding yourself accountable, now you got to think how you move. You got to
Hmm.
think what you do because that freedom can lead to either chaos or you affecting change in a positive way.
Yep.
You know, freedom can be a platform like this,
Hmm.
like being able to, like the First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech. So what you say and do on these platforms, like that can be something like you have a responsibility perhaps to like the next generation. You
Mm-hmm.
have a responsibility perhaps to be like your peers who may not have a voice like you. Damn, girl, I wish I could be on there, but I don't have the courage. I'm shy.
Mm.
I'm camera shy. I don't know what I would
Me
say.
too.
I
Mm.
don't know what I would say. I don't know
Mm.
what I would do. But you know what? I listen to you. It could be a doctor, it could be a nurse. I'm driving. I listen to you, and I'm like, I'm yelling at my screen. Yeah, yeah, they so right. She's so right. Oh, I'm yelling at the car because maybe I listen to the audio part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 that's all right. I was just thinking that same thing or whatever. You broke it down. I couldn't articulate it that way. So um I believe that. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
adding more context and expounding.
Discipline matters more than motivation. And I agree with that one too. Although to me, they're they could be like cousins, but I definitely believe that discipline. If you have discipline, then and I read this somewhere. I didn't make it up. But when you have discipline, that's what steps in and kicks in when the motivation starts to kind of wear thin. You know what I mean? Because you can't always be motivated. You know what I mean? You have your ups and downs. You're only human. Things happen, outside of your control, and now it's your motivation kind of starts to dwindle. But if you have that discipline, it doesn't matter if it's dwindling or not. You're disciplined enough to say you gotta keep going, no matter how you feel.
Yeah, they're not
Cousins.
cousins to me. So discipline does matter more than motivation because motivation is always temporary.
Mm-hmm.
We're human beings, so we're gonna have our ups and downs. Discipline is like something that creates habits.
Yes.
And the moment you create habits, right, like good fundamental habits, um, it it will bring the motivation in. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Mm-hmm.
motivation is temporary. Like the motivation cannot be sustainable by itself.
Yeah.
It needs other components to keep growing. Because there's gonna be certain things like let me give them more context because sometimes I'm probably losing people. It could be a situation like a gym rat, a
Mm-hmm.
gym junkie, right? Which is for people translation, someone who's addicted to the gym, someone who addicted to exercise, someone who has a habit of exercising no matter what, like their brain and body are in sync. I wake up in the morning around this time at da da da. I have to do this every week. If I miss it, this is what happens. But every week I should go to the gym. Maybe not the same amounts because of certain situations, but every week I'm there. I don't miss a week. It could be raining. It could be snowing. So now because of that, their motivation is not there.
Mm-hmm.
They might not be able to train alone. The ones that train alone are the most dedicated. They're the most disciplined. They need a partner. That's motivation. That partner motivates me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they can't come out today. So they staying in, I'm staying in.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is the motivation. Like it's clearly dying. But if somebody is disciplined, they're gonna do it no matter what. You
Yep.
know what? We snowed in because like a couple weeks ago there was a situation like that in New York City. A
Awful.
lot of places were closed. So okay, we snowed in, but a gym rat like me, I built my shit before the pandemic, so I was okay when they closed down and
Mm-hmm.
only essentials facilities and corporations were open. But maybe you don't have equipment, right, at your house, but you incorporate things, calisthenics.
Mm-hmm.
You
Like
incorporate
shoveling.
things, yeah, or in the house.
Mm-hmm.
The woman might yoga, Pilates, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is. The man calisthenics. Maybe you have a pull up bar at the crib, so you do
Mm-hmm.
calisthenics. So you don't give it up. Like damn, we were snowed in Monday, but every Monday I go in and I do legs, or I go in and I do chest, back, shoulders. I always do that on Mondays. Or if I miss it Monday, I do it Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Monday we snowed in, so I'm gonna do that at home. That's a disciplined person.
Yep.
So I feel like that. See what I'm doing there? I'm creating a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So by creating that habit, right, that will always stay intact. when the motivation is not there. Everything is causing you to like starve your goals, to forget about your goals,
Yeah.
to forget about your routine. But the discipline that you have is like, nah, that's not gonna change it. Oh, there's a loophole. I'll figure out another way. They
Mm-hmm.
block the road. I know a shortcut. I'm gonna come out that same way, metaphorically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excuses slowly destroy self-respect and train your mind to run from accountability. The world rewards competence, not fairness. Accepting this will build resilience. I definitely agree with excuseless excuses slowly destroy self-respect and change your mind to run from accountability. It definitely changed your mind to run from accountability because when you have, if you do something, even an accident or whatever, and you don't step up and say, "Damn, that was my bad. I'm sorry," and you just put excuses, that's exactly what you're doing. Is you're running from accountability. You're the one that caused the accident. Step up and say something. You know what I mean? Or if you're at work and you make a mistake, with something on the computer, and now a system isn't running or whatever. If you stand up and say, "Damn, that was me, my bad," then we can fix it right away instead of sitting there and trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? You not um you making excuses is definitely not, you're stopping yourself from having accountability. And the world rewards competence. I don't know about that one. Um I agree with not fairness, but sometimes I'm having issues at work. That's why I'm like, I don't know about that because I'm competent and other people are not, and they're still getting rewards. So I'm on the fence with that. Maybe you can say something that might trigger me to.
Um, I believe the world does reward competence, um, because like this a situation you're talking about is like fairness. Like you're like that's not fair. Like if I'm competent and they're not and they're getting rewarded, um, you know that's not fair.
But
Um,
they're also not rewarding the competence.
but if they were able to get to where you are, like even if they having lazy moments and not doing that, mean that they was competent because they went through an interview process. Like it's hard to get into the hospital. Like yeah, you gotta know somebody, but there's steps. And if you have like a misdemeanor, a felon, like some people will hire misdemeanors.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will might not hire felons, but they do extensive background checks too. So I believe it. When we look more in depth, just in that regard, like me looking in that. Um, but I didn't want to like jump, so like that I did B before A. But that's what I believe with that. Excuses does destroy self respect. And it trains your mind to run away from accountability. I believe a lot of women fit this one. But the women who end up maturing and build that emotional intelligence and mental maturity, they end up incorporating accountability and not excuses. And it does destroy self respect, even subconsciously, um, because when you like say that you're not gonna make excuses and you're just gonna veer towards like results, and no matter the situation, you know you'll just be resourceful and work it out and whatever it is. That's building some like resiliency, that's building some level of like responsibility, that's building some self-respect for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And when you're doing that, it's making you mentally strong. A lot of people are like not mentally strong.
Wait, can you just explain again how excuses slowly destroy self-respect? I understand the accountability, but the self-respect I was kind of hazy on.
So it could be conscious or subconscious. So self respect, you know what that is.
Right.
Respect for yourself. So as you continue to
Make
like
excuses.
dwell on excuses, even subconsciously you don't respect yourself. Like that is
But you can't keep
because
your
if you
word.
because if you yeah because
Ah.
if you respect yourself, you would not feel the audacity. Like imagine the CEO and the vice president call me, and I'm like yo, like you didn't complete these tasks, and they're not gonna call the employees. They're going to call me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because they deal with me. They didn't deal with them
Right.
like I hired them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though they could, but I'm the one that's in command. So if I'm just giving excuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that I can like I could just figure it out, work it out, any means necessary, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? Because I know indirectly that's what they're telling me. They don't have to directly tell me that. And I'm just making all these excuses. I don't just look weak. You know, it's embarrassing.
Mm.
So eventually, like, you're not going to have respect for yourself. So you're going to operate that way in everything. You're doing it at the job now. You get so used to that. You're doing it with your family, with your kids, with your husband, with your wife. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go. You know, so you start to incorporate a lack of respect for yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have worth because if you have great self-worth, you have great self-respect. You have respect. And if you have those things, there's certain things you won't do. Like that's crazy. If my store was fucked up or if that the gym facility was fucked up, if the car dealership, whatever was fucked up, and I just go in there and I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? I had two call outs, and this
Mm.
person was this, and this person is lazy, and this person is that, and you blame them, not me. Yo, that looks crazy, right?
Mm.
That looks crazy me saying that, right? You know what I'm
Sounds like a
saying?
crybaby.
Yeah. So the reality is, what you need to do is, don't worry, things are gonna be better. Had a hiccup, we gonna take care of it. And in my mentality, I'm like, yeah, I'm firing that no call, no show person.
Mm.
In my mentality, I'm like, the lazy person getting written up. Cause that's the first time I seen that. Next time I keep paper trails, you're going too. I got stuff in it. Cause I could bring the right people in. It's not a facility that's bad. It's the people that make it bad. Just like the world. So I could bring certain people in to change that. Oh, this is not right. Okay, now clock management. So why is the place fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a Walgreens. Why wasn't the store faced? Like fixed, right? Maybe it's a car dealership. Why wasn't these cars inspected on
Mm.
time? Maybe it's a store, whatever, clothing store, whatever. Why wasn't these things folded right? Why don't we look like presentation grand opening ready? Oh, okay. So now I got a plan right. So was it busy late? Okay, so now clock management, I got to make sure that we start fixing it earlier before
Mm-hmm.
we close. Like you got a plan. Like you tell your superiors, I'm going to make a plan. That's somebody that respects themselves.
Definitely.
You know, that's taking the responsibility and then they will trust you because that's how you're answering. But now you're like, yeah, well, you know, we had this and we had that and well, my whole team sucks. All they do is steal.
Yeah.
Like they might not say that to HR and shit. They don't want to get fucked up and sued and in trouble, but they thinking in their mind, yeah, this person weak, man. We regret hiring them.
Mm.
We regret hiring this general manager or this their district manager, this regional. We regret it, man. Like they're not good.
All
They're
he
not a
does is
good
make
fit.
excuses.
Or she. Like
Or she,
it's
yes.
just no, it's not good.
Um, hold on. I'm just gonna. Can I get your charger to charge it?
Oh yeah.
Because if not,
Um. So while you do that, I'm gonna go to the next one. Let me see. Comfort too early creates fragility. Easy beginnings create weak endings. Um, so let me do this. Comfort too early creates fragility. Like fragile. Makes you fragile.
mm-hmm.
Or circumstances fragile. Easy beginnings create weak endings. 100%. We can go back to the trust fund baby. We can go back to nepotism. We can go back to um, hard times. It's not talent that always wins. The real thing about it is it's hard work. That always beats talent. Because you could have all the tools, you don't apply it, but the one that's the most consistent, the one that first in, last to leave, the one that does what they gotta do, they will get those rewards. But the ones that's too comfortable, they
Oh
they
yeah.
build weakness. You know what I'm saying, within themselves and the circumstances. So now you're not always gonna have easy times. So now when hard times. So now when you have no
Easy
easy
times.
times. So now when you have hard times, you can't handle it. You don't know how to handle it because you never went through that.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make you weak. So you're gonna crumble, even metaphorically, because you never went to those.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that also. And also comfortability. If you get too comfortable in something, then you heard that saying, comfortability kills your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who have dreams of doing something, opening their own business or whatever, and they are working in a regular job. In the meantime, saving some money to go after that dream. If that regular job now starts paying them better and demanding more hours because they're comfortable in it, their dreams are now out the door.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. But I think you
And,
skipped something. Control your emotions or they will control you.
oh
There's two.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll go back.
Okay.
The comfort that can be implemented too in a relationship.
Yup, definitely.
So like when the man or the woman gets too comfortable, they start lacking on their duties because they believe that they're in the game now. They're no longer watching on the sideline. So they feel like um the job is done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the prize, maybe some people will think. Um, I reached that level, so I don't have to. And it could be even like you were talking about the workforce. It could be I was an assistant store manager for years. Yes, I have all these um accolades and an extensive managerial background and experience because of that. Probably more than everybody I know or around my peers and stuff of that nature. I'm finally a general manager. Okay, it's time to chill because that's what general managers do. Now you're like, or the CEO,
Mm.
and you're like, I'm finally the CEO, and now I could chill because I got all these people that can do this for me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're really not monitoring your business.
Yeah.
So you're not a present CEO. You know what I'm saying? And it's like because you never came from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Another thing about comfort in relationships, they get so comfortable, either man or woman, that they start, not paying attention to themselves and they let themselves go
mm,
with weight and stuff. But anyway,
mm,
control your emotions or they will control you. 100%, I agree with that. Because if you and I tell this to my son, I tell this to my kids, I tell this to whoever. Um, I always tell them, don't let anybody take you out of your energy. Don't let anybody take you out of your emotions. Because the minute that you do and you lose control, they win. They win because you are now letting go of what you like. You're letting your emotions take over you, which kind of makes your intellectual side kind of hazy. Now you're not even thinking clear. Now you're thinking, you know when people say, I was so angry, I just saw red. That's like a bull. You know how they say the bulls, they see red and they just go and
mm,
charge. Now you're not thinking. Now you acting off emotion. You might do something, not rational. You might
mm,
hit somebody, crash into somebody, or
mm.
or whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned all those things. I
Thank
was
you,
thinking
thank you.
about that. I was thinking like road rage. I was thinking
Getting
in a
into
in a
fights.
relationship. I was thinking about with the police. So let me tell you something. The other day, I was driving, and mind you, I'm a really good driver. I'm a precision driver, and you gotta have a lot of patience to be on the road because there's 90% of people don't know how to drive. So if you can't pay attention and you're not patient, you'll get into an accident or some shit, right?
Mm.
So I'm trying to remember the situation. I was in a situation. Oh, I'm trying to get on the Long Island Expressway, right? And 495, there's two lanes, and these idiots always clog up the right lane because they're dumb. There's more than one ramp to go to the 495, but they climb up that ramp, right? They just clog it up. I'm like, yo, nobody is on
The
the
outside.
the other lane. So no cars is coming. Put my signal on. Soup over. And I got a quick car. Right. I don't want to talk about it. I don't like to talk about like superficial and material. But I'm just boom right 0 to 64 4 seconds. So I'm like boom right. So I'm getting on the other lane. So then this guy was trying to like get on that lane because he saw what I saw, but he didn't think quick like I did. So now I was behind him. I'm in front of him. So this motherfucker's honking at me. Like, if you hit me, I'm getting money.
Mm-hmm.
So he's honking at me. And then, like, as we go on to now the light turns green and we're turning, right? Because he's trying to get on it. But I'm like, nah, I'm going to the further one because this one is congested. Like, these niggas are dumb. Like, so I'm right here, right? And I'm observing. I can see with my corner of my eye. Guy pulls down his window and gives me the finger. Starts honking and giving me the finger. And me, I'm like, white guy, right? So I'm like, I laugh and I just keep going. So that's situation of controlling your emotions. Like I don't take disrespect
Mm-hmm.
very well, but I'm logical in that sense of, yeah, bro, if we both parked the car on the side, you know you wouldn't do that to me. Cause you'd
Mm.
be scared something would happen.
Yeah.
But
It's true.
people talk shit and do shit in safe places. Like you're in
Exactly.
your car,
Like
like
Twitter
you
fingers.
online, like you.
Yeah.
So when he did that, I just laughed and I kept going. Controlling your emotions. For the young guys, black, Spanish, especially, because they like to get picked on the most. Privilege is invisible to those who have it. White people. So when the white cop stops you, because he's the white kid will spit, punch the cop and all that. They'll keep chasing him. They'll keep chasing him. Won't even tase him. The
Yeah.
unarmed black man or Spanish will get shot. So for them to
100.
control their emotions, because that cop is trying to antagonize you.
It's so
So you
important.
just you play chess by controlling your emotions in that regard. It doesn't just make you powerful, but it helps you. It doesn't control you,
Mm-hmm. Um,
which is direct correlation with power.
Respect is earned through actions, principles, values, and behavior, not demanded or created by force. Character builds true authority. I agree with all of that. Respect is definitely earned through actions and principles, values, behavior. Um, if you want respect, you have to act like you respect yourself first and foremost. You have to respect yourself first. Um, and it's definitely not. It doesn't matter if you demand respect or not. If people don't see you in that light, you're never gonna get that respect. If you don't, if you can't, if with your own actions and your own character, if people can't see that and then just give you that respect based on all of that, then you don't deserve it.
Mm. Yeah, this is an old saying. Respect is earned.
Mm-hmm.
How is it earned? Yeah, through actions, principles, values, and behavior, not demanded or created by force. Now, mind you, some people can create respect through force and fear and demanding it. Depends on who the opposing people are. They can, but it's not real. It's pseudo.
Mm-hmm.
It
It's not
is not
respect.
really respect. But some people can view it that way. You know what I'm saying? You ever see Bronx Tale?
Yeah, good movie.
Sonny. He needs
Chaz
it. Chad,
Palminteri.
yes, him. Like I like Bronx Tale. Real, really good. um, what's his name? The
Caladro.
Calandra. He asked him, what would you rather have? Fear. Would you rather be loved or feared? And he said feared. You see these guys here, um, I make a joke or whatever, just a brief, right? They can watch the movie. It's not that funny, but they fear me. It lasts longer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people, it's like a situation like that is like, well, he's not really respected, but he kind of still was because of his character. He took care of the people around him and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the neighborhood. But um, I think it is, but this goes back to like old school values. So most people, for me personally, right? I always want respect, so I give respect first. And for example, it can be subtle things like holding the door
Mm.
for anybody. It doesn't matter. You're gay, straight, woman, feminist,
Man.
man, white, Jew, black, Chinese, Arab. It doesn't matter. I'll hold the door. I'll do. I'll do. I'm respectable and I'm respectful. Two different things. But if I'm not getting that in return, I'm no longer giving that to
Mm-hmm.
you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still not a simp.
Right.
So it's like because I want that, I give that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like because I also have my principles, how my behavior is, my actions, and my values, I get that respect even from strangers. So the character does build authority
Yeah.
because in order to have authority, you can be self-proclaimed, but you need people to claim you. You need people to like deem you that. You need people to kind of submit to you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So the character will always lead to that because if people may not like you, like we had a show prior about can a woman live with a man she
Hate.
hates but respects,
Mm-hmm.
right? If people hate you but they respect you, if they don't like you but they respect you, it has a lot to do with your
Character.
character.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Because I was looking at that, I was like, I don't understand that, but that
You know what I'm
makes
saying? And
sense.
then that alone will build authority because that authority, you're like kind of like influencing emotions
Mm.
of how those people move around you, even how they feel about you.
Yeah, it's true. Your word must hold weight and mean something 100%. And you know what? It's sad to say, and hopefully I'm wrong in saying this, but I feel like nowadays that doesn't mean much to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I always tell my son, like, back in the days we used to say what?
Word is bond.
Exactly. I'm like, you can't. I'm like, if you say something and then you go back on it, how is anybody supposed to trust your word now? Like, that's the only thing. And what else? That other the movie. In this world, I only have my word and my
Scarface,
exactly.
Al Pacino.
This man knows this movie.
Yeah.
But
So far.
that's exactly it. Like, how many times? All right, with like I've had friends, let's say, who okay, we were supposed to go out, right? And every time they kind of, or not even every time. The first, I'll give you two chances. The first two times you say you're gonna go out, and then you backtrack and you say no, then you're good. I'm not gonna believe you anymore. You know what I mean? Because you're not backing up what you're saying.
Yo, so just a jump off topic. Sosa was a man of his word too, not just Tony. Pause. He said, "Don't ever fuck me, Tony. Don't ever fuck me, Tony." Pause. Yo, that was wild back then,
They sure were.
saying certain things. But he he was a man of his word too. No matter the excuses, because Tony's integrity fucked him. Meanwhile, you can't go into that like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You say
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna do something. I don't care about your integrity. You're gonna do it. So, like the same integrity Tony had to get him there, still fucked him over. I'm a man of my word, right? He said,
Mm-hmm.
"I got my what do you say? I got my word and my balls, pause, and I don't break them for
For
nobody."
nobody, yeah.
But he did. He did because he said he was gonna do a job. But what happened? The woman and kids. Wait a minute. Fucking kids. Nobody told me about the fucking kids. You guys are fucking piece of shit. What did he end up doing? He kind of went back on his word because of his integrity.
Mm.
Sosa was a man of his word. Had to do what he had to do. The movie is so great when you look at all the like the teachings
Mm-hmm.
and fundamentally, not just the action part about it, like
Yeah.
dissecting it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Um,
It's a classic.
your word must hold weight. Now, man of your word is something real. Woman of your word is not. But I hold both genders accountable
Me
with
too.
this. So if I've dated a woman and she said it will never happen again, I believe her word.
Mm-hmm.
When it continues to happen, if I punish her, I'm right. But people will say I'm a jerk. I'm a dick. If I starve her of things, metaphorically, take things away, you know what I'm saying? Intimacy or whatever it is, time or whatever. Some
Mm-hmm.
people live a lifestyle, oh, go in the corner, this and that, or we're not talking, or whatever it is. If I take those things away, I'm a dick, right? I'm an asshole. But if I say I'm going to do that, if you violate, I'm a man of my word. If you say you're going to behave or you violated and I gave you a chance and you said it will never happen again, I'm expecting you're a woman of your word. If it does happen, there's ramifications, right?
Mm-hmm.
But should I just let it slide because I love you?
No, because then you won't be a man of your word.
Exactly, and she won't like me if
Well.
I'm crossing my own boundaries and rules. You see
Mm-hmm.
you
And
see
she'll
the
never
weird thing?
learn either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like,
Or he.
I believe this should be implemented for both genders. Um, word must hold weight and mean something. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it can be a female coworker. It can
Yep.
be anybody you have to deal with, business partners.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I told you,
Especially.
yo, here's $3,000, go deposit it, or like, yo, we gotta do this for the business, or we got this project, or we got this, or
Mm-hmm.
we gotta do a show, we gotta be there, we gotta start at 9 o'clock, not be there at 9 o'clock p.m. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and it's like you're not. You're late. The money's missing. Did you drop that? Oh, I forgot. I'll do it tomorrow. Did you drop that?
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now. So it's like, wait a minute. So now, because your word don't hold weight, I'm not gonna trust or respect you.
Mm-hmm. And it's putting more work on you. Because you
Yeah,
can't trust them.
yeah. So I think that your word is what's gonna create character because that's showing that you have some type of principle, and that principle will also like incorporate power.
Definitely. Work ethic outlasts or beats talents. Most success belongs to the gifted, not the talented. That one's interesting. Work ethic outlasts or beats talents.
So most success belongs to the gifted, not the talented. That is a true thing, I believe. But I'm gonna let you go first. It
Well,
doesn't mean
I'm
it's
still
it's
mulling
it's
it over
right
because
or
I'm
it's
trying to.
fair,
No, no, yeah.
but
Work ethic outlasts or beats talents. You know what? I'm gonna say yes with that because I have a very good work ethic, and it doesn't mean But with saying that is somebody who has a good work ethic is dependable. You know that they're going to be there. Somebody who has talent in that same work might not have the same work ethic. You know what I mean? Like they could be good at what they do, but they could be late all the time. They call out all the time. Where the other person is average, but is always on time, is never late, is shows up when they're supposed to, doesn't take it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that I definitely agree with. Most success belongs to the gifted, not the talented. That one I'm gonna, because I don't really understand that. So if you could work your magic and explain it.
some people think they're synonymous.
Yeah,
So
gifted and talented.
so talented talented can be in a specific endeavor or venture or a specific thing.
And gifted.
Gifted is something that is innate even if you don't like try. Like for example, an alchemist, anything you touch, you elevate to gold.
Mm-hmm.
A person can be an alchemist. A gifted person can be a situation where any place I've been at, it elevated, but it was shit before I got there.
That's
and
gifted.
and yeah, that's
Okay.
gifted. You know, that is something consistent. That is something that, because like work ethic outlasts or beats talent. Talent is not something that's like gifted. Like gifted is like something that's divine. Like
Like you're born with it.
yeah, you don't even try that. Talent is something you adopted. Like God gave me this, that's a gift. Talent
Mm.
is what I adopted on the way. Like the show we did, Book Smart and Street Smart,
Mm-hmm.
right? Street Smart.
No, no, I get it now because it's almost like Mariah Carey is gifted with her voice.
She not talented.
No, no, she's gifted with her voice, but like let's say J Lo, who I'm not the biggest fan, but this is the only one that I can come up with. She's not gifted, but she's talented.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay, yeah. Um, you good with that one?
Yeah.
Powerful, blah, blah, blah. Powerful. Why can't I say this word? Powerful men learn to stand alone if necessary. Leaders never follow; they set the path. They dominate. They are trendsetters.
Cause it's a trigger for you. That's why you're struggling with.
Powerful. Now I said it, but you saw how hard it was for me. Jesus. They dominate and they are trendsetters, architects, pioneers. Powerful men learn to stand alone if necessary. Yes, I agree with that. Um, Leaders never follow. They set the path. They dominate. Yeah, I agree with all those,
Um,
but I have nothing to say about it.
Powerful men learn to stand alone if necessary. Yeah. That makes a powerful man.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that most people need people. They need likes. They need um, notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
They need a fan base to keep fueling them. They listen to what their fans want versus what's best for business. They they powerful men. They need a girlfriend because they don't want to be alone because they think that that's their identity. They you know they want a lot of friends. Like they need a lot of friends to determine their like
Like the.
status.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? Like when a man can stand alone and be like, you know what, I'm going this way. Are they coming or not? If
Mm-hmm.
they don't come, it's not a loss. If they come, it's a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm doing this regardless. Um the woman, he could be saying, yo, I'm going right. You coming with me or not? If you come, it's a bonus. If you leave me, it's not a loss. I'm
Mm.
good with it. You know what I'm saying? So powerful people think like that and they can always acquire abundance because they're used to being alone. And
Mm.
if they're alone, that means they worked on themselves. They were able to
Mm-hmm.
identify cuz
Definitely.
sometimes like when you're around so many people, you can't even think for yourself. When
Mm-hmm.
you're around so many people, you got dudes that are in relationships that their girls influencing them how to be in the dynamic when they know it's wrong, but it's like now when they break up with her, they realize, damn, like why was I doing that? Like
Mm.
why was I simping? Why did I have the ideology? And then they have the total different ideology from when they were in the dynamic. Like they're thinking about to to get along, we'll get along.
Mm.
So I'ma just get along because
Right.
I don't like to hear her mouth.
I also feel like that statement, powerful men learn to stand alone if necessary, that also, I feel like it goes with integrity because you can have a man who, has his belief in something, and because maybe his friends or people that he knows, they're like, no, no, that's not it. No. I'm gonna stand on this 10 toes, and if you're with it, then you're with it. If not, then you can step aside.
Mm-hmm.
That's a now I
Yeah.
understand it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Women through actions, not words. What I would tell men, huh? Women, what through actions, not words.
Judge women through actions, not words. That's what I would tell the
Oh,
men.
judge women through actions. I agree with that, but I don't think it's just women. I think men, anybody, you could judge them. They could say one thing and do something else. So always judge somebody by their actions and not their words.
Yeah, I say this because women of your word is not a thing. So like because of women are more hormonal, right? And that causes them to be more emotional. That emotional part that may be sporadic forces them to be illogical and irrational. So most of the time, women will contradict themselves. They won't do what they say they was gonna do. Scenario earlier about the I'll never do this again. I'll be submissive. I'll do this. I'll do that. Right? Emotions are involved. Certain things occur, and there's no consistency now.
Mm.
And the irony about it is that might be a woman that might say, "I want consistency." When you went out on the first date, what would make you present in the dynamic? Consistency. She can't
And
even
she
give
doesn't
that.
have it, right?
So like most of the times I say this because a lot of real men, I believe, right? They don't tell you what you want to hear. They're straightforward, they're real. And the powerful man will go back, will stand alone. So I'll tell you how I live my life, how I am, my principles. You run away or not, I don't care. If you stay on this date, it's a bonus we could build. But if you leave, you want the check right now, you could go. I ain't gonna chase you. See, power. So
Mm.
it's the same thing. Most women don't want to be that mean. Most women are don't they're sensitive. If I hurt somebody, if I tell them the truth, it's gonna make me feel a type of way. I'm not gonna be able to sleep at night. So sometimes they'll say things that they don't mean.
Mm.
So I would tell men like, watch their actions. She says she wasn't a hoe to you. Now you go on her page. Yeah, she's doing a lot of hoe activity. Hmm. Yeah, so you can't believe what she's saying. You gotta see what she's doing. That's who she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she said she's family oriented, but she talking about on the date, don't talk about marriage and family right now. I'll worry about that down the line. She's not family oriented. You see
Mm.
what I'm doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm making guys like identify because a lot of times women just in the prettier they are, it's almost like a power of hypnotism.
Mm-hmm. Pretty privilege.
Oh, I'm a good girl. I do this, I do that. The guy's hypnotized. He's
Mm-hmm.
hypnotized by her beauty. So whatever she says is law. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if she says she eats doodle on a stick. That shit sounds nice when it's coming from her mouth. And it's like, dude, what? That sounds gross. Like, I wouldn't even want to try to engage in that.
Yeah, I'd be like,
You,
check
you know what I'm
these.
saying? You like, yeah, that sounds gross. But a guy would like just he's enthralled by
And
that.
he'd be like,
Spiritually,
ooh.
she's dominating his spirit.
Mm.
So he's not even able to operate like a man because his
Mm.
spirit's being dominated by the feminine. You see, so in this regard, it's like now when shit is not done right or she's contradicted, he's blind by that too. He's
Mm-hmm.
blinded by the lust, not love. They
Right.
say love is blind. He's blinded by the lust.
Exactly.
So he can't even like look at these things because he doesn't know how to use proper discernment to vet.
Mm.
So he can't do it. Me, on the other hand, I do this. I've been doing this. That's why I'm in a position where I am, where a lot of guys, they're in positions with women because they didn't know how to do this.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They got kids with a crazy baby mother because they didn't know how to vet before. They didn't give certain tests where she would
Or ask the right
pass
questions.
or,
Yep.
or she would pass. No, it's not about that.
Oh.
Because see, ask the right questions don't matter. We're getting into the actions. You ask the right
Mm-hmm.
questions, a woman could know how to pass it like an interview. But as the boss of the job, you on a 3-month probation. I watch you.
Mm.
I
That makes
watched to
sense.
see if on the interview I said, "Well, I'm anal for punctuality. I'm very anal when it comes to punctuality. Are you on time? Yeah, I'm on time. First week of their job, they're late 3 days in a row.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? So now you pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? The woman is telling you, yeah, I can be submissive. She battling you.
Mm.
First couple of weeks, y'all made it official. Or y'all good for a week. 2 weeks after that, y'all, she's fighting. Okay, you resolved it. You see how you're gonna grow. You're good for a week. Second week after that, again, she's battling.
Mm.
She's lying. You know what I'm saying? She's acting.
Mm-hmm.
She saw something out of desperation. I'm on a dry spell. I haven't gotten dick in a minute. I'm tired of playing with the toy. This man is attractive.
Mm.
I don't want it to end. So they know how to put on a job. They know how to put on a job interview, like a mass of a job interview.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? The beta males do that. I don't say men do it. The beta males act like the women where they don't allow their words to meet their actions. So they will do the same thing. They will tell the woman what she wants to hear. They will act. Yeah, I'm consistent. Da, da, da. I'll do this. I'm reliable. I'm a man of my word. Well, how do you handle conflict? Well, we look at all the instances. I'm mad right now, but I like to control my emotions because I'm like, I got pride. You ain't gonna let me sweat, and I'm not gonna be sporadic. So I might need some time to think about everything. Then we can sit down and talk. Oh, okay. Then when conflict arises, it's like, da da da. He's throwing shit. He's in it. Maybe he goes beyond. He's beating her, putting his hands on her.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're not who you say you were. The actions don't match the words.
Exactly.
So I think that this specifically for women, because women, a lot of them run from accountability. This makes you accountable.
That's true.
This makes you accountable. A lot of women, it flies over their head. They forget what they say. Yeah, that whole shit is. Wow, I can't believe a woman would do that. Next day they do it. You was just doing some whole shit right now. Their definition of whole shit, nah. See, their definition of whole shit is fucking different niggas at a time.
That's
Their
true.
definition of whole shit, I'm doing, and they're like, no. This activity too. How you online? Like,
Showing
all
your-
this stuff.
showing your
Like
cheeks.
all these DMs you got, you're answering them and you're talking to all them.
Yep.
Like building. Like,
Mhm.
what are you doing? So all of that stuff is just vetting. So I think like watch like judge women through their actions, not their words. It goes down to the freedom aspect. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to like if a woman says that she wants a relationship and she's a relationship type of woman, she don't do casual things and stuff of that nature. She's engaging in that. She has that mindset of that. She is like saying that maybe she's not ready to get into one, but she talks to different dudes. She goes on different dates with dudes. Then if she was about her word, then that would mean that she wouldn't do those things because she's dating at a time. Her mental capacity, her spirit, because she's absorbing all that, cannot sustain all those male energies. So she's gonna put her eggs in one basket. So she's gonna like accept the right person and vet that at a time.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And build that type of longevity where she could build someone not on, yeah, well, this kind of was where he's not funny enough. Well, let me go to these dudes in my DM. Then she is casual.
You're saying after she already chooses a man to be with, and she still has people. in her
Even
DMs.
dating.
Oh, even dating. I
Yeah.
thought you had said that a woman should date to see who she's.
Yeah, but multiple people?
Date one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the woman knows he is it, like she should be like DMs that I was talking to, block, dry, swipe, da 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 da. These male friends, bye. Blah, 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 blah. I'm ready for this. I'm putting on my. That's a woman that's ready. You know what I'm saying? That is not somebody that does casual shit. That's somebody that takes relationships seriously.
Yeah.
So when she's saying that and then she's also doing that and moving like that, she's present here. She's present here. Some people may call it like clingy, but she's it's not clingy, she's emotionally invested. So it's like she's telling you about her day. Y'all talking every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you see that and you know, yeah, when would she have time to cheat? She gives me all this energy all day. It wouldn't make sense. Like, she wouldn't be able to do that. Well, you think maybe at work?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you're confident enough as a man, the things that you're providing, she would look at everybody as disgusting, like dudes. You know, she wouldn't even fathom that. So in regards to that, like, watch their actions, not their words. They can be like, I'm a good girl. Watch that. They could be like, I'm not a hoe. Watch that. I don't do one night stands. Watch that. They can say, I'm not a feminist. I love men. Wait for the hate. Wait for the misandry. Wait for the hate to come. See how she move with men, because how she treat men has a lot to do with situations of resentment. That resentment is growing into hate. See all those things. See how she views men. Oh, well, you can't do this because men are like this. I picked up on that. She's generalizing. She didn't say most men are like this. She didn't say some men are like. She's generalizing. She hates men. So I'm looking at it like, wait, but she knows she's talking to a man, right? So that means she's putting me in the same category without realizing she's putting me in the same category. So why is she fucking with me right now? Why is she even giving me a chance if she thinks that all men do that?
That's true.
All men can't keep it in their pants. All men cheat. So why is she giving me a chance then?
So she's already telling you that she's okay with it. Because if all men cheat and she's out there with you, see?
Yeah, so I would just urge them to watch their actions. Just be more strategic and vet.
Definitely. Choose long-term gains over short-term pleasures. 100%. Everybody's heard the saying, anything that's worth. What's the saying?
Anything that's worth it, like easy or for free, is not good.
Yeah.
Was that what you're gonna
Something
say?
like that. Yeah. Like if it's worth it, you have to
Put in work.
Yeah. And if it's easy or whatever, then it's not worth it. Something like that. Dang. I can't believe I forgot
It's
it.
too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the simp getting into your DM talking about, I'm gonna pay you $5K.
That's crazy.
You're smart. You're spiritually intelligent too. You're gonna be like, block, not even gonna answer him. Or whatever. Or you're gonna just like probably rip him a new one. Make him feel bad. I don't know which one you would do, but you're gonna do one of them. Or whatever. Maybe you won't even block. You're just gonna ignore it. Now, somebody who is mentally ill, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who's not looking at this phrase or sentence like we dissected it, not even thinking too good to be true. She's looking at it like, wow, God answered my prayers. God answered my prayers. This is it. I'm coming out of poverty. Yes. Meanwhile, you might actually get that money. Now, God forbid, you on the news because you got killed.
Oh, Lord.
Or Dubai shit. They actually shitting on you. Literally, cause it was a catch. Like, they didn't tell you in the DM, yeah, I'm gonna give you $100K and you can do anything you want with that business, start your business, blah blah blah, do this, do that, become a rich woman, and then shame the dudes that couldn't get there because you got an easy bit based off a lay. You could do that, but listen, the catch is I got shit on you. You good with that? No, they leave that part out. So those women who are mentally ill are like thinking, God, oh, this is my break. But the woman who is street smart and spiritually intelligent is like, get the fuck out of here. I don't even know you. Like, for real? Yeah, I might need that money right now, but nah, that could lead to something fucking dire.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And it's also like those short-term pleasures, that's it's like it's in the name. It's short term. It's not going to last. So while you have this fun right now, what's going to happen a year from now or 2 years from now? Like the squirrels. You know how the squirrels during the summer or spring or wherever the hell you see them running around, and they're digging their
Yeah,
acorns and
they're a
all that
little
stuff.
dumb, and then they get hit by the car.
No, not with
Oh,
that.
okay.
But they get their acorns for that. What in the winter time they have it all there. They don't got to run out
You're
and eat
right.
anything.
Yeah,
They are choosing long term gains over short term pleasures.
yeah. I thought we were going a different route with
No,
that. I be seeing squirrels in the road, like,
no, no, don't say
oh
that. Poor
man, little
guys.
fucker, it's too late. You're
Those are
not fast enough.
frolicking bastards. I
You
know.
know, after the nut, pause versus his life, versus
Weirdo.
his life. You know what I'm saying?
Poor
He
little
put that up in
guy.
perspective. So let me get into that.
Oh,
What
my
was
bad.
it?
Choose
Short
long
term.
term gains.
Yeah. So this is we had an episode like this. This is delayed
Mm.
gratification. Delayed gratification. So most people in this modern era and culture is about instant gratification.
Yep.
So when you want to achieve your goals, like I talked about how I wrote 5 books in under a year, I did the long term gain instead of the short term pleasure. So I had bouncers, club owners calling me, yo, bro, I got a goal. I'm working on my book. Oh, all right, next time or whatever. So those things were attractive,
Mm.
but it's short term. Looked at it like, damn, man, 2, 3, 4 hours, I'm here just talking to these chicks or whatever in VIP. Just, oh, it's kind of dead in here. So I kind of regret coming out. Yo, I could have been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So working on those little things like long term, like you were talking about the nuts, the nuts for the
Squirrels.
squirrels. Pause.
Yeah.
For the squirrels, like you're gathering them. You're doing the hard work brick by brick. Because there's a big end goal. So you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it. It's like it's taking 3 months. It's taking 2 years, whatever it is, like, because you're choosing for that grand finale. The
Mm-hmm.
short-term pleasure is derailing you from that.
And it goes like that.
It's off the track.
Mm-hmm.
The train is off the track. So now, like, it's distracting you from that. It's actually you're trying to climb the ladder, and because of those short-term pleasures, like, you're not getting there. It's like tortoise and the hare.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the hare went to sleep. Yeah, this shit easy. He all the way back there. I'm a little tired. Let,
Mm.
let me go to sleep. Let me go to sleep. Next thing you know, wait a minute. I thought this dude was back there. You lost.
Mm-hmm. What's the phrase? Slow and steady wins the
Yeah.
race. Mm-hmm. Respect time more than comfort. Time wasted never comes back. Women, be conscious of what you do now, especially online. Your past is important, and a man's future is important. I think all of them.
Yeah.
Respect time more than comfort. I am so big on time, because exactly what you said. Time wasted never comes back. Um, and women, be conscious of what you do now, especially online. Yes, that's what I mean. Nowadays, you have employers looking at your social media to see what you're about, what you're representing, and all that stuff. And if they don't like what they're seeing, guess what? You're out of a job. Um,
LinkedIn, all that.
all that stuff. Your past is important, and a man's future is important. Again, I agree with both of those. Your past, it is important, because what you do back then can come to light. And then if you're doing shady stuff, even anybody, but since we're talking about women, if you're doing, if you're an OnlyFans doing adult content now, because you're young, you don't have, you're not attached, you don't have children or whatever. And then, later on, couple of few years down the line, you find somebody and you decide to get married and have a family. Now you're scared that your kids are going to see what what you were up to. There's actually a porn star, um, who went to court and she wants all the films with her in it banned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
because
you gotta be
like
gotta be careful with the
because you're
choices that you make.
it goes back to like all of these bullets kind of are tying in like links to a chain. Um, it goes back to the one prior. Choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
The OnlyFans thing is short-term pleasure. It's not even allowing you to think about the future. Most women are not taught to think about the future. I had to
Mm-hmm.
teach my niece this years ago, and she got back on track because she wants to get into the medical field and stuff of that nature. So when I broke down, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like your other uncles. I'm not yelling at you. I'm gonna talk to you like a grown woman. She's 21 now, but I told her this when she was like 19, 18, 19. I said, I'm gonna talk to you like an adult. We have a good relationship, like probably better than my brothers, not just because we're both Scorpios. Cassandra is her name. But because you could come to me about the real shit. They'll yell at you and this, that. And I told her, I was like, listen, you could do whatever you want to do in life. But if you have this goal in the future, there's consequences. And those places do extensive background checks. So you don't want to make a mistake right now at 19 and then 25 regret it. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of women now, females nowadays. I said women at the time with her, but I'll say females here. There's a lot of females that are older than you, way older than you, that made those mistakes, weren't taught. They didn't have fathers in their life or whatever, or uncles or older brothers to teach them this stuff. So they were just thinking about the instant gratification. No one taught them to think about the consequences, accountability. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her accountability. She's straight now. But um what I want to say is what was it? What was it? There was some oh yeah. So like respect time more.
Then
Is that
comfort,
what we were getting?
respect time more than comfort. That's part of all the ones that we were talking about.
The past. Okay, yeah, respect time more than comfort. Yes. Time is something you can't get back. Um and that's what it comes down to too. About what you're doing, your time online, your time with people, time here. We don't waste time what we do here.
No.
Because we're touching souls, we're saving lives, we're feeding generations and changing generations. Um, Men want to know where you've been. This is the last part about the future. Women want to know where you're going.
That's true.
So you constantly hear that, and men look at it on a territorial aspect. Like when a man cares about the type of men you've been with, what you did, he's looking at it on a territorial aspect because this is like a real male or masculine man, dominant man mentality. This is their character. Um, the women, when they want to know about your future, that's a feminine thing because she's thinking about security. Like, what type
Mm.
of guy is this? Because if he's the guy that goes with the flow, da 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 da, this and that, he don't know where he want to be in 5 years and this and that, then that lets me know his character. Now, a woman who's not intellectually spiritual will not look at it and break it down how I broke it down. But most likely, the woman that's asking you these intellectual questions and having these intellectual conversations is intelligent. And she's also like at a level of divine or getting close to there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she knows how to ask. She's asking the right questions. You could tell. You could tell the woman that's asking stupid questions. You can tell.
That's true.
You
That's true.
you could tell. So um it's all about like knowing yourself, identifying. So I think the men wanting to know where you've been, what you did, they can see your character, they can see who you are. The women wanting to know where you're going, because I want to roll with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I need to know, are we gonna be safe? Is it going to be stability there, even if I got my own money, even if I got my own business? I need to know that. But at the same time, it's a two-part for women. At the same time, it lets me know who you are
Mm.
and your character. So if you're like a going with the flow guy, take day by day, oh, I know you're fun. You're good to play with. Okay. So
Guy,
I
you talking
put you,
about?
the woman is
Thinking
thinking,
about the guy.
yeah, so I'll
Mm.
put you in this category. I know. But when she could think about these things, now if she's toxic, she sees, man, that's a good man, but I'm not ready for that. So she even might reject you, not because it's her fault, but because she feels like she's not good enough.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta prepare myself for this. I'm used to the bozos just, yeah, whatever you want,
You think women
going
really
with the
think like that?
flow. I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
that's
But
good.
the women, there's two types of women. The one that will remove themselves and prepare, because he's showing me guys are different. And then there's the ones that are like, all right, cool, fun. They know it, they identify with it, but at the same time, they're like, I'm not into no hardship. That
Mm.
was my last relationship and my last. So I'm trying to take it easy. So we kind of on the same boat. I'm going
Mm.
with the flow too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like she'll identify, but then she's just choosing the emotion part. She's choosing how it's making her feel right now because that past back in the past didn't. So she's not looking at once again the future.
She's
She's
choosing short-term
Yeah,
pleasures.
she's not mitigating that risk for herself. There's a lot of risk there. She doesn't know
Mm-hmm.
how to mitigate. She's just looking at it the moment. Oh yeah, we're on the same page with that. Going with the flow. There's a lot of bad things to come with that because he's clearly showing he's not leading. So that's gonna put you at so much risk, but she don't realize that yet until it happens.
Mm-hmm. And by then it could be like too late because she might have
Yeah.
invested feelings, got a kid.
These are things that fathers should be teaching daughters, uncles, nieces, whatever it is, brothers, older cousins. That's what they should be doing. Teaching the women on, who to be. Like you should find a man kind of like me when you're going out there, and they are out there.
Mm.
It's just that if you can attract them, there's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? It's you're too masculine and you can't see that with yourself. You're too much of a brat and you can't see that for yourself. You're too toxic and you can't see that for yourself. Certain toxic tendencies are okay, but you are toxic. Not toxic tendency, you are toxic. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just bad. Like you have something inside you that correlate with that. The example of the going with the flow, like that's a woman. I feel like a woman who is mentally ill will do that, and she'll accept that.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, she'll accept that and she'll do that. That sounds like casual shit to me. And that's never a good thing because you always know the woman gonna catch feelings more. So she's dumb. She's setting herself up for failure, realizing, yeah, it's great right now. It's the moment. I came from some hard shit. Now it's gonna be like, what are we? What are we doing? No, 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 no. The truth in the beginning was we were both sliding, right? We were both chilling. We were both going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. Why are you trying to switch things up now?
Mm-hmm.
You see, so they're not gonna get that unless they're educated and then change their energy, modifying their spirit and their mindset, and then that's how they're gonna like be able to choose better. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be approached by mad dudes all day, but you're picking them like you're all right. I'm gonna choose him. He could okay. He could court me.
Mm.
Him no. Like she's disqualifying. So you're like that means you're not like you're disqualifying the wrong ones then, and you're
Mm.
accepting the no, you're disqualifying the right ones. You're accepting the wrong ones. Like
Mm-hmm.
at some point, you cannot find what you want. So now you go to the male friend and you try to build a relationship out of that. You go to the guy that's giving you the most attention online and you build a relationship out of that. That's chaotic. But
Yeah.
she's not taught that.
Mm. That makes sense. All right. So, final thoughts. All right. Final thoughts. And do you believe we can see the true character of the man when he has an abundance of power? And do you believe the same for a woman who has an abundance of freedom? Um. Well, you guys just saw the show, so you know what we said. And I think that for a man or woman in either situation, always strive to be the best version of you that you can be, and then that will help you navigate with that. You know what I mean? Like if you try to be, a genuinely good person, then it you can't go wrong with that. You know what I mean? Um, so that's my
Um, you can see the character of people when they have these components in their life, and it makes them either fundamentally evil to me, my perspective only, or fundamentally good. Because if I'm a boss and I can screw my employees out on money and take it all for myself, I could do that and they'll never find out. They'll never find out. I take all the commission, I do this, I'll whatever it is, take all the hours, maybe. I don't know. Right? Just giving examples. Um Stab them in the back. Maybe it's like who draws the last straw. Like I can stab this person in the back to get to the top because my boss told me that I could do that. If you can do that, it will show your character. It shows your true character.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like women, how they act with the people they say they love. The freedom that they have online, the freedom they have to be whatever they want to be with no shame and accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like it shows your character and it shows that you lack it. It shows that you're weak. It shows that you lack principle. It shows that you lack depth. It shows that you lack values and morals. You're not ethical, and you may not care because you're loyal to the dollar. You're loyal to the cause. Then after that, you're not. You're loyal to the activity. You're loyal to the lifestyle, not the man. That's why you'll pick any doofus to provide it for you. You don't care about the intimacy, you're loyal to the pleasure. Like that tells you their true character. So people just have to identify. Like, I don't care. People could be how they want to be, but intuitive enough. God and the ancestors help me to be like, oh yeah, that person I ain't never bringing in my circle. That person I ain't never dating. That person I ain't never doing it. Whatever it is, I'm never bringing them as my teammates and having them as my team. Like you're able to discern. I'm not forcing people to be whatever, but me being able to identify with this, I protect myself. Boundaries because I have these values. I have this integrity. So if everybody on my team can't have it, they gotta go. They gotta go. So I catch people stealing in there and whatnot and shit when I'm not there and all that and doing it. They gotta no, they gotta go. If they're not being team players, they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? They're stabbing each other in the back, they gotta go. If my friends are like that, they don't have certain principles and values, they gotta go. If that friend contacts that friend's girl and talk shit about him, what we doing when we go out, and that friend finds out about it, yo, he can't be in our circle, bro. He's excommunicated. Like that's some shit he should get punched for. Like he should get jumped, beat up for. That's how it would go back in the day, and then kicked out of. But we grown men. We don't do that shit no more. So we just sever ties. Wait a minute.
Mm.
You're still keeping him in that circle? That lets me know your character too. Lets me know your character too. She cheated on you. So ultimate disrespect. You know that's your ultimate disrespect. That's your boundaries. Oh, so that's that's what it is. Like she's still in that dynamic. You never held her accountable. You're weak. That's your character. You're weak. You don't have principles and morals and values. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the man put his hands on you. The woman. That's the ultimate disrespect, and it's not consensual. Shit ain't some bedroom shit. Like You know what I'm saying? He violated. He did all these things. Oh, you're weak. Then you're a weak woman. You're weak women. They talk about submissive women being weak. No, they're the most powerful because they have these principles. They have these boundaries. They have the power to choose. You know what I'm saying? And they incorporate these values there. They're doing things that a lot of weak women don't want to do. They're running from, but they want those men. But they're weak because they can't take it upon themselves to get to that level to attract them and keep those guys. You know, so it lets you know their character when it comes to men and women, the freedom and the power that they have. You know, and that will expose them.
Oh yeah.
That will expose them because eventually that component will be gone. Eventually you'll see that freedom be gone. Eventually you'll see that power be gone. You know, like look at you were saying the OnlyFans people now. Now she's saying, fuck this freedom. I should have never looked at it that way. So now it's coming to bite her in the ass. You know, a lot of people in like Hollywood with the fake shit and the rituals and the sacrifices, yeah, they're losing power. Yeah, they're losing power.
Not fast enough.
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned in to one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred, the Discipline Heavy podcast. Peace.